Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Flea Market Adventures. Well, this one's going to be an indoor flea market adventures, and this is going to be episode 42. So we got back to the States and we hit a couple of indoor flea markets and thrift shops. So Jack's going to buy a PlayStation 2, a console that's about 10 years older than him?
Yeah.
So we're going through games that I don't know how much you're into wrestling. These are always good. Oh, this one's good too. This is like the grandfather to, well, not the maybe the father to Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
This one's good. Gun is good. Look, Tomb Raider.
Definitely getting this though.
007 is good. What do you got so far?
God of War and Vice City.
I'm gonna go with Vice City.
Yeah, okay,
Big Mother Truckers. That's not bad. Another Tomb Raider, Gran Turismo.
That might be another game I might pick up is Gran Turismo.
If you can find the guitars too, you know. All the guitar heroes are on here.
Yeah.
Stuntman's pretty good.
There's guitars over there.
Well, down in the comments, let you guys know what's a good PlayStation 2 game to pick up. Wingus go.
Probably over there.
I would still say, if you're not sure, Bounty Hunter's good.
Yeah, I'd get Bounty Hunter.
Gun is good, even though there's some racist scalping stuff in there.
Honestly, I might get a 360 game because again, I could cross-platform with my Xbox.
Hmm.
I mean, I wanted to buy it for my but I don't know.
What? God of War?
No, PS2, but Jackson buy it. I'm just debating on it.
It's funny, we were talking about the rise of PlayStation 2 and Xbox right now. Definitely GameCube, especially during COVID. Just how the games skyrocketed. Like, to me, it feels like 4 or 5 years ago, I could still find all of these video game collections for $1, $2 each. Like, this was like flea market table land fodder. Like, you almost couldn't give away PlayStation 2 and original Xbox games for a while. Now, because the trends and the age of the collector has changed, like, I'm kind of the old man collecting Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Like, my nephews are all between 14 and 16, and they're all after PlayStation 2, GameCube, little N64, original Xbox. Like, that's the retro games to them now. So, you know, going out hunting is like a real trip now, just to hear their perspective and what games they're actually after. It's nice that I can make recommendations. And of course, I want recommendations from you guys down in the comments what he should be going after, because he's building his PS2 collection. But it's like, it makes me feel like the old man that I'm looking for, I guess, aside from Atari, which I do look for, like the oldest consoles now. One good thing about taking most of my nephews out hunting with me is there's no competition for retro toys, because, you know, these are the toys from my childhood, you know, stuff from the late 70s, 80s, even early 90s. They could care less about them, so it gave me time to just look around. And usually when you go hunting with some friends your own age or people that collect the same things, there's always, oh, I want that, you have that, you remember this, and there's always friendly competition.
Might get the combat.
Night Driver. Oh, combat.
Actual original controllers.
Yeah. Asteroids.
Might get one.
I mean, this thing is the coolest thing. I'm gonna regret not picking it up, but they want, even for $15. You'd put the cart in here.
Tractor at the side.
Yeah, that's what I said, like for $15. But this thing is like 45 years old. You'd put the cart in and then you push that to have it pop out. And because the end labels were all in the front, you could read it, but that's cool.
Stadium 2 is $90. Perfect Dark for 30. You guys all liked Skylanders before.
Well, that was like.
I just find it hard to believe.
You guys all liked Skylanders before.
Me and James had like so many of those. It was like not even funny how much we had.
Oh shit! Bingo! Cha-ching! That's a good one.
Worth it.
Yeah, this one. See, there's not important games, and then this one's important. See, like we have the gloves on that means you could.
These games have been picked through. There's nothing left but sports games and game show games. You got Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, a bunch of hockey, Olympics, basketball. You can see some of the ps2 games too. They're all NCAA or FIFA. The N labels too, where they've taken a beating. You know, if you need commons, it's not a bad place to come, but $7 now.
Sir, so
I don't know. Man. Actually, I have a question I want to ask you. I saw a video about this. Do you consider the Game Boy Color as a different system, or like a variation of an original Game Boy?
it's a variation, but I consider it a different console. Like when I log in all of my games on my database, it's two different systems.
Yeah, there's this guy that I watched, Scott the Boss. He's like, no, it's totally different system.
Yeah, that's like saying the Wii and the Wii U are the same thing, then it's just a variation.
Oh, PS1 games.
Alright. I was just gonna say, is there any good
It'd be cool to find Resident Evil.
180 for a Vita?
That's another system that I noticed lately. The PS Vita games are ridiculously priced now. If you can find some in vintage shops, they're usually pretty expensive. You go in eBay or GameStop and they're really, really priced high. Like, I get it that it's discontinued and they were hard to find. They weren't produced as much, but like some of the games, like not great titles, seem to be going for like $30, $40 on average.
In those cases, if it's a PS4.
They'll call to, like if you go up there and say, will the owner take any less?
Just look at what that goddamn poster. Maybe there's a poster here.
Forced Unleash.
Hey, there's a poster in this one. Maybe I'll have to get it.
So it doesn't hurt to grab a table or something.
Penguins.
Wow, I thought they only start at 2.
Krista Tang's father passes away and returns.
Who remembers Steel Monsters? I'm pretty sure I even put them in one of my episodes of obscure, well, sort of obscure toy lines, if you want to check that out. I was surprised that these are going for like between $30 and $80 on eBay.
The bomber needs motorized masses with powerful weapons, rugged battle armor, and the evil metal face. Hit the secret switch and shift into 3 forward speeds, neutral, and 3 speeds in reverse. Evil never had it so good.
So it was right after New Year's, so not everything was open. The next day we headed out, I think this was in Moores? Rouse's Point? We went to about a half hour away from where we were staying. This is called Overstock Indoor Flea Market, and basically they buy and sell overstock items, you know, as obvious as that sounds, but they did have some video game stuff too. They were pretty cool. I'll definitely go check them out again. And I think our final stop We got back to Grizzle's Gift and Toy, and they've always got a solid collection of video games. They have tons of movies. It was actually a movie rental store that they bought out and moved into, and they just kept their inventory, and they've been selling movies, video games, electronics, toys, cards. They have a lot of great stuff. It's pretty close to eBay prices, but you can still find a deal, and if nothing else, there is a lot of cool eye candy on the shelves. We did go back to one of the thrift stores that we started off our hunting at, Everything Under the Sun Flea Market. The guy Rodney is a cool guy. This is the place that anything on the shelf is under $7. We wound up having to come back because my nephew Jack bought a PS2 and it just wasn't reading the discs. He hooked it up in his hotel room that night and he tried some games. He was a little disappointed, but like I said, I knew the guy. He was a really nice guy. I've been going there for a couple of years now, so we brought it back right away the next day. This is more footage going through the games while he's making the change, but it wasn't a problem. He changed the PS2 for him right away. We got back to the hotel room later that day and he tested it out. God of War popped on fine, and as far as I know, he's really happy with it. I'm pretty sure these are the ones that I had as a kid. I'm like 90% sure that these are the knockoff versions of the Rambo Freedom Force. I was like 4 or 5, and I think I had more KOs than actual originals.
We need Rambo! Rambo, force of freedom!
Here's a present, Haddock. Wow! Rambo, behind you! Warhawk! Rambo, my sword! Look out! You again!
Rambo, the force of freedom!
Get Rambo and General Warhawk with their battle-action weapons, each sold separately.
And now for how I always like to end these type of videos, I'll show you all the things that I picked up from these indoor flea markets and a few items from Christmas and right before the holidays started. Great deal. I wish I had footage of this. I found Rocket for the N64 for $7. Google it. It's a pretty pricey game now. On the Super Nintendo for $18, Donkey Kong Country 2. A $7 Mag Max. $7 seems to be the going price now for common NES games. I did not have it though. Dal actually picked this up for me. Well, she won it and she gave it to me. This is Jabra wireless Bluetooth headphones. I'll use them in the gym. A Game Boy Watch. I found this at I think Marshall's. It was $16. This was something I got from Santa Claus, the Sega Genesis Classics for the Switch, over 50 classic games. Another one from Santa, this is the arcade pack, the Namco Museum Edition. And one that I was looking at, they don't really have these a lot in Canada. In the States, they're all over in Target and Walmart, but this is the Atari Flashback. I also picked up Pokemon Scarlet in November. I thought it was really good. I liked it. I would recommend it. The Lego Dagobah Jedi Training. The Lego Helmet series. This is the Mandalorian. I actually just put a short up on the channel if you want to check that out as well. This one's a big boy. I'm going to work on him soon. This is the Mighty Bowser, the big Lego set. Here comes the axe. Here comes the Smasher. Every time I see these early 90s wrestling figures, I have to pick them up. One guy from Demolition. Xbox One Final Fantasy 15 for $5. I said, why not? I've never tried it. We also got the MetaQuest 2, and it came with Resident Evil 4. This was actually a gift for Arkham, but of course I'm gonna play it as well, and we'll see how well Resident Evil 4 is. Walmart liquidation, this was $13. Cyberpunk 2077 collector's edition, comes with stickers. I haven't opened it yet. I picked up a handful of 3D printed and those 3M stickers just to fix up a Game Boy for $4. This is an action base. I'm probably going to put one of my Gundam figures on it. If you'd like to watch the video of this, I actually put together both of these 3D puzzles, the 89 Batmobile and the Tumbler. And that's going to do it for Flea Market Adventures episode 42. You know, I asked for recommendations, and there's a few questions in this episode. If you don't know what to comment, if you're tired of just writing nice video or hey, how's it going, you know, maybe answer one of those questions or put a recommendation down below. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Take care.